Okay, so we have a fully rendered scene here, and I can show you again how it all comes together and the advantage of using the Lightmix. So if I turn it off, we have a completely blacked out scene. The environment light has no real effect, but my dome light does. Now, um, with the light mix, you can control the amount of illumination that comes from a particular light source even after it has been rendered. So I can increase my dome light value to 5 here, and the scene completely changes. So I'm going to leave that back at 1 and put it down there. Then the rectangular light I'm using to push a little more light into the scene, I have that here. So the result is slightly better than just increasing the dome light value. So I'm going to keep that at 1. Then I have rectangular lights. Now I dialed it down to 0.5. The default is usually 1. So at 1, it's a bit too overexposed here, where I have my depth of field effect. But I'm going to turn it to 0.5 so I can still see some of the texture. Then you can see how I put on all the illumination. I have there's a foam, there's a small tablet, there's all the cove lights, the lights coming from the ceiling. Then in order to show the effect of the light from the ceiling, I have spotlights in the ceiling as well. So in the lobby, we have some there. In the main bedroom itself, we have some as well. Then now the beautiful thing about this is that this scene could be set, it's ready like this, but you can also tell your clients, okay, you have the lamp on the bedside table, and you can turn that on, and that's amazing. And what it does is it renders the whole scene, and you can turn on the light and turn it off. And so I can decide to turn on the mesh light that is on the lamp here, and that would be the bedside. No, that's not it. Spotlight, bedside, mesh light, bedside. Hey, what did I name it? Oh, it's a sphere light. So now I really dialed it up, or I can reduce the luminance to 1, right, in order to reduce the effects there. So it's really beautiful. I can turn it off and decide that it's just like a turn of normal light, and it's all still going to look well rendered. I can also decide, oh, I want to turn off all the self illumination, right, as if you just came into the space and lights weren't on. This is what you would see, but then the truth is that the illumination inside the space won't be this much, so I had to turn off the main lights as well. So this is a more realistic scene of what would happen if there was no light in the room. So I'm going to turn that back on, turn the effects back on. So the IS painting, the IS light over the painting also has some light, and I can turn that on or off. Okay, and then I can do all the rest of my lights, and the one I would really like to show you is the hanging light. Right, so there are some lights here, and let's show you the effects here. So you see that it's all yellow, but one thing you can do is actually change it quickly. Let's go for something a bit more like a red. There you see the effect changes in it was seen. Okay, I can a bit more funky like that's amazing. Decide to make it's going to look like it was set to be rendered that way. So you can have multiple design options, and show your clients that this is what the scene would be if you had an accent light in a particular color. Imagine if it was all of our self-illumination lights, and I'm sure so something like, imagine it was this, and I made it a value of 4. Oh, see, that gives us something completely different, and it means that I can create multiple alternatives of the lighting design in this space. This little guy here brings out the details. So look at the before and after. So the details in the lighting, I need to do a little more research on what this does, but it's just labeled as rest. It comes as default. So off, we lose a little detail. You can see it here, and I think it has to do with ambient occlusion. So turn it back on, we get more detail on some of the edges there. So it's really beautiful. I can even play with that IES light, and see green IES light. Okay, so it's not on yet. You can turn it on and see it's green. Can make it really bright. Yeah. So we have some really funky looking room here. And see the green, it affected the whole room, the whole space. So if I turn it off, you see it doesn't affect it. So this method of composition helps you to come up with alternative designs, especially with regards to lighting, and that is really good. So let me know if you have any questions or comments, and if there's any thing you'd like me to expatiate on. So I'm sure you noticed the little lines that were running left, right, and center. Okay, so just here. It's the denoiser that was being calculated. So I rendered at the 1050 by 1200 and the medium plus resolution. So it comes up with some really small noise. Okay, a lot of noise. But what happens is that once you activate the denoiser has gotten really good with this update, and it really cleans out the space. So once it's done, you get a very clean look, and yeah, here you go. So it's good sharing this with you guys. Let me know your comments, your thoughts, and if you want me to share anything or give any little explanation, any further explanations. Okay, bye.